Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, you brothers preaching His word in truth and in sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. Okay, this one, as you see it in transit, just something through the spirit wanted to hit on, and something we were hitting on at camp last night, essentially going into various topics, but one of them being essentially the faith, man, and continuing in the work, no matter the situations we get thrown into, right? No matter how we're feeling at the time, no matter how much hell we're catching, no matter how up we are, you know, it's like, whether we be in a good case or in a bad case at the time, we constantly have to have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and continue within this ministry, continuing the things that we were taught, you know. And I think I'm not sure if I got this from a brother or I've had to have heard it from a brother. I'm not sure which brother it was, or if it was a video I was watching or what. But it was something along the lines of we have to learn how to play injured, play through injury. And that's heavy, bro, because Lord knows all of us have something that we're dealing with at a given time, you know, but we can't use that as an excuse to get weak or to fall into mischief, or, you know, to not do our videos, to not go to our shows, to basically neglect the gift. We can't be neglecting the gift, whatever gifts brothers may have, you know, because as the scriptures go into, I think it was the Apostle Paul was going into the different offices that we have. We all have a measure of faith that the Lord has blessed us with, but it's up to us, because He entrusted us with the gift. So now it's up to us to flip our talents, you see. But what I wanted to hit on was that 1 Peter 5, you know, very heavy chapter, but going into, to quote it loosely, it said, casting our cares upon Him, right? Because he cared for us. And then what? Be sober, be vigilant, right? Because your adversary, the devil, walketh about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And he'll come in different ways, man, to test us. You see, but we have to recognize it and rebuke Satan, rebuke the devil, and he'll flee. And that word sober we're going into, it goes into essentially like temperance. And what it say? Along the lines of restraint, basically going into the discipline. You see, and we have to have it in these times, as the brother Shamar was breaking down, like the difference between a drunk person and a sober person. That sober person is going to be on an equilibrium, on an equal scale. You see, while that drunk person, he's going to be off his rocker, so to speak. Literally, they're going to be stumbling, all right, tripping over their words, maybe slurring. And we can't be like that in spirit. You see, we have to be firm within the faith. And then continuing on within that First Peter, what it says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that essentially the same things are accomplished within our brethren within the world. You see, because we're all going, it's the same fight, you know, we're all laboring for that same penny. And we have to understand and know that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not going to put anything upon us too hard for us. You see, and he's going to give us a way of escape. And we have to remember that and know that we're not in this alone. While it may seem like it, and that's what Satan wants you to think. Hey, you have Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in your corner, and you also have the Akim that you could rely on. You know, that word steadfast also, like we were going into, it said unshakable, and that's how we have to be: unshakable, immovable, right? Rooted within the faith, and we have to pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua daily to keep us within that lot, if it be of His will. And Lord willing, we be those men, because right now is not the time to be weak in the faith. We have to pray for more faith, if anything. And it also goes into fixed or firm or fixed in purpose or faith. You know, that word steadfast. And I believe it said in the word sober, right? Be sober, be vigilant. Sober going into, I believe it said moderate in one's desires or actions. Right, having that perfect balance. And as the elder was going into it, having wisdom, truly having wisdom, and applying it with all the facets within our life, knowing when and when not to, right? Knowing how to respond to certain people, knowing when or not responding at all. Sometimes it's better off that we just shut up and just listen, you know, not letting our left know what the right do it. Sometimes just being quiet is the best thing to do. Just being wise, man, all around. All right, being circumspect. Now in these times more so than ever. You know, because there's a lot of trickery, a lot of wickedness. I was gonna say wizardry, wickedness and wizardry. You know what I'm saying? Just the different spirits within this world, bro, and especially us within the know. All right, with us serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we're gonna be exposed to higher level demons and spirits trying to sift us out of the faith, right? And that's the thing, we have to be prayed up, so that Satan or the devil doesn't catch us slipping, doesn't catch us wavering, weak, because that's when he'll want to attack. When your faith is weak, when your faith isn't that strong. And that's why it's so important to read, to pray, to listen to videos. Essentially, having that medicine and the Spirit, really the Holy Spirit upon us to continue to endure. And it's not up to us to keep it. You know, it's all the will of the Lord, and it's up to the Lord who's going to endure and who's not, because it's ultimately, this thing is for the elect. However, we have to what? Give diligence. You know, being vigilant, being sober to the best of our ability. Right? Using wisdom in these times so we don't get thrown off course. And especially now, bro, we're living in scary times where Uh, brothers who were once part of the faith is falling out. When the finish line, hell, you could see the finish line. We could see it via prophecy. A lot of things coming down the pipe, and now it's not the time to be doubting or questioning, because again, that's what Satan, that's what the demons want to do. You know, we have to truly reflect and examine and come to the Lord in sincerity, you know. Least we be reprobates, because we don't want to be preaching but then not doing. And that's a big thing that's been a heavy topic within Israel right now, is examining and being real and true and honest with ourselves, basically. Like what we should be doing, what we need to be doing. Because those examples are the fallouts of people, brothers getting puffed up. It's an example of what the Lord can do. He could choose your delusions. He could give you over into your vices, into your devices. And now is sure as hell not the time. So we have to essentially get our houses in order. The Lord is about order. I think Esau, Edom, wants to ensue chaos, because that's how he is. His spirit is not upright in him. He wants to take the Lord's creation, try to flip it around, morph it into something that's already perfect. But he off his pride, he think that he could do better. You see? That's why he sets up all these different distractions and fucking poisons everything. He's a sword of the Lord. And really, he's just accomplishing the Lord's purpose, because he has set him up to be that way, as a stumbling block, you know, as that sword, as a whooping stick for the nation of Israel, because we did wrong, you know. But even with that too, we have to have wisdom and what do they say? Lest Satan get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And one of the devices, to speak on that as well, and Salakia, I know I'm all over the place. Social media, bro. We can't get too enthralled or too consumed, bro, because again, you be on it, you'll doom scroll for like an hour when you could have, or we could have put our mind to something spiritual. Now, don't get me wrong, you have your downtime, you could, you know what I'm saying? We all have our folly, we entertain or whatever. But even that, man, we have to have some consciousness, some awareness, like, all right, bro, let me get up off this shit, because it's like, you know, that social media is a big thing that has our people in a chokehold, especially when it comes to envying, jealousy, chasing the American dollar. They see these things and they forget the little things in life. They don't appreciate what's in front of them or what they have. Sometimes we can get caught up in that. Hey, be grateful for what the Lord had blessed you with already. Because when you see it, when you scrolling, you know what I'm saying, looking at all these materialistic items, or people that are blessed with different things. Because like Instagram, for example, one of the YouTubers I had watched, he had said something that stuck with me. Spiritual. He said, don't compare your life and what you're going through to somebody else's highlight reel. Something along those lines. Because Instagram is nothing but a highlight reel for that particular individual. You know, they're going to post what looks good, what they were doing when they were joyful. They're going to post basically to flex, right? The good things in life, so to speak, quote unquote. The good life, where they were at, where they visited, blah, blah, blah. They're not gonna necessarily post their lows or post, you know what I'm saying, You know, yeah, they're low points, but you'll see that and you'll crave that because, you know, to the eye, it's the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh. And that's the thing, we can't be loving the world. You know, lovers of the world are at enmity with the Most High. But that's why this devil, Esau Edom, has to pay, bro. Because all these devices he has set up as distractions for Jake to essentially worship anything other than Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But now being renewed within our minds, we have to see that and be moderate within the things that we watch, the things that, you know what I'm saying, we entertain, or whatever the case may be, in all areas of our life, bro. Because we can't have anything above Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and our duties, our purpose. You know, we got to lock in. We got to lock in. Speaking first and foremost to myself, you know, and do things that are beneficial, proactive for you. That goes spiritually, first and foremost, physically, you know what I'm saying? Getting active, mentally, right? If possible, set yourself up for success financially. The Lord will bless you with these certain things, man. For a why, or, you know what I'm saying? If we seek the kingdom of heaven first. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. All these things shall be added on to us. So the Lord's going to take care of us regardless, bro. We have to have faith. Can't be too, you know what I'm saying, too weary or worrying about, you know what I'm saying, bills or your kids, if brothers have families, your parents. You know, the Lord got it. The Lord's in control. And if we serve him, man, you know, it's going to be a sure reward. So we got to continue on the course. But that's basically it, man. Kind of just a rant. But Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting onto you again. I want to give all praises. Call all Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. 144. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushua. Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors again to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom. Wa. Kwam Yasharala. Wa Abba Babal. Soon.